Ellington Colliery stands on the edge of the North Sea. Its workings are connected underground with its neighbour in Northumberland, Linemouth. Together, the two collieries form the largest undersea mining complex in the world. More than 2,000 men work at Ellington. To them, going down a mine under the sea is no different from going down any other mine. The routines of collecting lamp, self-rescuer, protection against carbon monoxide, and girding their loins for action are just the same. As at every colliery, every man who goes down the mine leaves with the onsetter at pit bank a brass tally with his own number on it, so that those who stay on the surface will know where he is. There are 3 shafts at Ellington, 2 used for winding up and down men and materials, and 1 kept in reserve. In number 2 shaft, men ride in a conventional cage controlled by a winding engine man. From the last glimpse of daylight to pit bottom will take them 400 feet down. Number 3 shaft is something different. This is the first major automatic lift installation for man winding to be installed in a British coal mine. Pit bottom, 400 feet below ground. But there's still a long way, a very long way to go before these men can get to grips with the job of winning coal. Some of Ellington's coal faces are as much as 7.5 miles from shaft bottom. The first part of the journey will be by train. Over 200 men can ride on each trip. The train will take them in by at more than 15 miles an hour, an unusually fast speed for colliery man riders, as they're called, and only made possible by very precise track laying and control in a hostile environment. A mile from pit bottom, they're going undersea, under the lip of this cliff, 600 feet down and heading due east. Now they're under the horizon, under the North Sea, 3 miles out. At this submarine railway station, there's still some way to go to reach the job. The next stage of the journey is by conveyor, a special kind of conveyor belt designed to carry men rather than coal or materials. Riding the belt speeds the journey and, under strict mining regulations, is a safe way of saving men another time-consuming walk. But there's still that final walk to the face, a half-mile maybe. Local jokers have been known to put seaweed into the puddles of mine water to remind new hands that they are under the ocean. The last lap now, under the lip and onto the face. We're going into the lowest coal seam being worked at Ellington, the brass thill. The shearer starts up to bite into a segment of coal over 200 yards long. This is longwall mining, pioneered in Britain. From outside, as it were, you can see how the Ellington shafts lead down into 3 separate levels of coal seam. The brass thill is at the bottom. We're back on K6's longwall face. Just one face among many, costing £1.5 million to equip. In longwall mining, 2 roadways are driven into the coal, one to bring in fresh air, the other to exhaust stale air. Between the roadways, the coal face is developed. A strip of coal is taken off by the power loader each time it moves along the face. This is called total extraction. The red line shows a depth of 100 yards from surface or seabed. Any coal above this level can't be mined by longwall, because if all the coal were taken out, there'd be nothing left to support the strata above. So, in the upper coal seam, we use a different mining technique, the older method known as room and pillar. Here's the reason for the name. Roadways are driven into the coal at right angles until eventually a checkerboard pattern is built up. The black areas are pillars of coal which will be left unmined to support the ground above. This is an American continuous miner, because this room and pillar method is far more common in the United States. This new continuous miner, the only one in use in Britain, loads coal onto its built-in conveyor and thence into a shuttle car. This is a big rubber-tired dump truck, which will take away tons of coal at a load to the main conveyor belt system. Here's another £750,000 worth of machinery. Coal getting is an expensive job. The continuous miner presses on with the advance, shearing off yet more coal as it breaks through into the adjoining room. Once on the main belt, all Ellington's coal goes straight to the surface at neighbouring Linemouth. Here it passes into the coal preparation plant to be cleaned, sized and graded. Most of the output from both mines goes directly to the adjacent generating station, which powers Britain's biggest aluminium plant. Ellington's men are a proud lot. In the summer of 1981, they broke both the British and European records for non-stop room and pillar coal extraction. They also smashed their own daily and weekly output records. Ellington is a pioneer in the field of advanced coal mining technology.